Yeah, for those of you giving fake name unto the great one, the time is come for you to realize no more time for no fake name. And the true name is Yahweh. Is His only name. Yahweh. That's His real name. Yahweh.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's His only name.
Let's get together and feel all right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. As you know, I speak about herbs, root, and their magical power on the black men of the Western world. In dispensation of time, the black men have nowhere to turn. So as Marcus Garvey said, the white man is going to back him up against the wall. Can you imagine? Marcus Garvey said that many years ago. The only prophet ever exists in the Western world. And the only man that tried to gather up the black men for repatriation and went to the Queen's guest chamber for compensation. No other men come before him. All these so-called leaders are not trying to do that. The only man that said, let's come on, let's repatriate back. And some of the black people was against him. Like those that believe into the Jesus. And those that read the book you call the Bible. I didn't believe in Marcus Garvey. They said he was a troublemaker. He's a Highland boy that gives trouble into the United States. And you know what? They poisoned him in England. And they took his body to the Highlands and buried. And another time they took the hash from his body. So it's amazing that one man died 2 times. He was the only man that wanted to repatriate all the black men from the Western world. I'm asking myself this question in dispensation of time. What's happened to the black leader at this moment? Why they are not saying that to the white men? Hey, we need to go home. We need compensation to go home. Huh? Why the black man is not saying that to the white man? We need money to go home. We can't sit here all for the rest of our life. Our people are dying for hunger. They're dying from starvation. They're dying from syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes. And we're not doing anything about it. But what amazing that there was a black man came up in 1991 and he said he had the AIDS virus and he get better from the AIDS virus. I'm just asking my people, hey, the medicine that that gentleman took, we could be getting that medicine from whoever making that medicine, and whoever have the pattern for that medicine, the government of himself could get that medicine and deliver it to the people that is sick, especially those that are in Africa. Because there's a cure for the disease. The gentleman said he's been better, his children does not have it, and his wife also do not have the disease, and he been cured many years ago. So I'm asking my people, why don't we get the medicine, get the information from that man and find out what type of medicine did he use to get himself better? So we can go along and get our people better from all these diseases. Because they're not taking any herbal medicine, They are afraid. Why they are afraid? Because they believe if the doctor does not give it to them, it is not too healthy. They are afraid to pick the herbs and use it of themselves. And if you do make suggestion to them about certain herbs, they pretend they're trying it, but they do not try to use that herbs. Because they've been caught up into the white man culture for so long. And also the preacher. They are not teaching the people in the church that, hey, you have to protect yourself from that disease because it is killing our people. They are not teaching the people into the church, hey, we need to stop our brothers and sisters. We need to teach them. Stay away from the prison. When you go to the prison, you're going to be working for the white man. Regardless what work you're doing there, shoemaking, car building, plunging potatoes, those are cheap labor. You'll be working for the white man. So you need to tell the people that is coming to your church, hey, your sons and daughters need to stay away from prison. So we can have a better nation. Have you ever think about it? All our brothers and sisters are in prison. For what? Some silly stuff. You could imagine that? Some silly stuff. Over some narcotics that the white man made. Beating up their girlfriend. Stealing a few cars. We don't need that. Why we really need to do that? And then you go to prison for 10, 20 years. And you leave your children. So when you come back from prison, your children already grows up. So they don't get any guidance from the father. And the mother does sit back because she's a comforter. So the boys end up going to prison just like the father. Then you come out and blame the white man. The white man is clever. So he's not trying to stop you from going to prison. The more you can end up in prison is all the better for him. It's cheap labor. So what I'm asking the preachers to do is start telling the members in the church that they can tell their children, stay out of trouble. Because the white man is willing and able to put you in jail. Why? Because you break their laws and you break their rules. Because we're not seeking how to go repatriate. No, we're not seeking how to repatriate. We are all unconcerned. What are we doing? We're sitting back and waiting for this Jesus to come and save us from all our sins. And every one of these icons of this Jesus, somebody got it into their house that is watching this program. Either in their living room or in their bedroom. Some of them kneel down and they pray to that icon. I asked this lady, why are you praying to the icon? She told me that it is our Jesus. And she do not care what I say because it's our Lord and Savior. I said to the lady, do you think this Jesus is a white Jesus or is a black Jesus? See, she didn't know that the letter J were not into the Hebrew language, so I did not say nothing to her pertaining to that. She said it doesn't matter if he's white or he's black. Black mean the woolly people with the woolly hair. We don't have hair, sorry. Woolly wool on the head. Excuse me. So she told me it doesn't matter if he's black or he's white. I said, wouldn't you like to know the men that you're worshiping and you're bowing down to and praying to? Why wouldn't you care if he's a white man or he's a black man? You know, the white people are not our race. She said she doesn't care. We have to get along. All of a sudden, we have to get along. For 500 years, the white man and the black man doesn't get along. The whole people that did not came to the Western world is the black people. Everybody else come here besides the black people. The black people have been brought here by the white people. Or you want to call it the Latin people. They brought them here many years before the white men came here. And they did not brought them to the United States. They take them to the Caribbean. What was the reason they took them to the Caribbean? Because they were looking for gold and copper. And Spain was in the bounds of a lot of gold in those days. So the black men could work very hard. So they brought them here to look for gold. They didn't take them back. No, they didn't have time for that. So they roamed the Caribbean until when the white men decided to say, hey, I think we need to go over there and take all this land for ourselves. They came here, the French, the Dutch, and the Latin. They fight for all of this land. And the English, they all fight for it. See, the black men never fight for this land. Huh? The black men never fight for this land. Because what? He been brought here. He didn't come here on his own. So all these people fighting for the land, and that's the same thing that they did in my great-grandfather's land. The continent of Africa, which they changed the name. You know, Africa is not the name. So they go in there and they did the same thing that they do to the indigenous people that were living here, what they did in Africa. Now they're reversing the tide again. They're going back into Africa again. See? Now, world domination. United States must have a world domination, so he's heading back to Africa to see if he can take all of that land over there. And he don't care what anyone says. He got the oil resource, he got the diamond mine, and he got the gold mine there. Africa, you could imagine that? The white men got all of those stuff. And we have more black people in Africa more than in the United States. And those black people let the white men come there, take the gold mine, take the diamond mine, and take all the oil resource. And they don't have nothing into the diamond mine. And that is my grandfather's land. Huh? So what my black people are doing, American black, African black, we all sitting back and let the white men dominate. We're waiting on who? We're waiting on this Jesus to come and rectify all our problems. And the problem is that that white man is the family of the enemy. I know many of you are saying that we does not have any enemies. You got to be fool and you got to be blind. Or you got a padlock on your mouth so you are afraid to utter from the lips. You could imagine that? Now the white man is telling you that they're going to take care of all of these terrorists. And they're not taking care of the problem that we have in the United States. We have so many terrorist groups, men dressed up like soldiers, thousands and thousands of them. The Ku Klux Klan dressed up in uniform, white uniform. They're in the millions. The militia group dressed up in uniform like soldiers, and they're in the thousands. The skinhead dressed up just like soldiers, and they're in the thousands. The Aryan race dressed up in uniform like soldiers, and they have thousands. And the militia group, they are not one and two. Well, what do we have these groups for in the United States? The government unconcerned. The government of the United States is not locking down those groups. But the Black Panther that came up into the 60s, they slapped them down. And they're rising up again, but guess what? They don't have any guns. They don't have any airplanes. They don't have any dynamite. So what are they going to fight with? A few bullets cannot work. You got to fight the enemies what they're fighting you with. And we does not have that. So what are we going to do? Well, I guess Jesus is going to help us. Right? This white man Jesus. Keep on waiting for this white man Jesus to help you. Because you know what? He's the enemy's family. No doubt about it. So, if you don't have anything better to do more than go on Sundays to listen to the preacher speak about this white man, you need to start thinking, how can we get some land to plant grains so we can have food to feed our people and feed our great-great-grandchildren? That's what I'm talking about. Forget about this Jesus. Forget about this God that you've been talking about every day. God is not providing food for you. God cares less if you live, if there is a God to care about you. People are dying every day. Thousands and thousands of people are dying from disease, especially babies that just born. They're dying. Plus what the white men kill into the United States. 40,000 babies are in bottles all over the United States. 40,000 they have in bottles, plus what they destroy. Over 4 million babies have been killed in the United States by the hands of the government. And God or Jesus did not stop that. In the past, Herod did the same thing from the book you call the Bible. He killed all the babies. He took them out of the mother womb before they were born, and he didn't do nothing. You getting my point? So we must help ourselves. And how are we going to help ourselves? We got to tell each other that we need to help ourselves. What we need to help ourselves with? We must have food. Forget about the money because we do not make money. White men make this money. See this money that I have here? This has been made by the white man. We don't make money. So forget about money. We must have food to eat. Not just for today and just for tomorrow. But we must have food to eat 24 hours a day. So if we can take the land and plant grains, I buy the land from the white man. I'm not talking about 1 acre. Do you see how the white man is planting grains? So they can send food in Afghanistan. They're sending food in Africa. and Africa have more land more than the United States and have more people, that doesn't make no sense. Let's reverse the tide. Let's take out all the black people out of Africa. Let's take them out of Africa and put all the white men inside here and see if they would die for hunger. No, they would till the soil and plant grain. So why we are not doing that? Because our mind all over the Western world have been fixed on this Jesus. Our mind been fixed on this Jesus, so we don't have time to think about our people. We are the only race of people that is not thinking about our people. Huh? We are the only race that is not thinking about our people. All we're thinking about is this Jesus. And this Jesus is not helping us. That's what I'm talking about. This Jesus is not helping us because a lot of our people, another 5 years, maybe 50 million people going to be dying in Africa from the AIDS virus. And the Jesus or the God is not going to stop them from dying. And the man that said he got cured from the disease, the virus, is not telling anybody about the medicine that he took. That's what bothering me. He's not telling anybody the medicine that he took. So why he's not standing up for the people and say, hey man, this was the medicine that I took. So let's see if we can chump money up to buy this medicine and flood it in Africa for our people. Huh? Because you are over 30, 40 million that just have the virus. And about 50 million have the AIDS disease. So before it becomes the disease, let's get the medicine to these people. But you know what? I'm thinking, did this person get paid to say what he's saying? I'm asking a lot of people this thing. Did this person get paid to say what he's saying? Because he's not telling anyone the medicine that he took. Did he take some herbal medicine? You know, if I make a claim and go out there and say, yes, I have the cure for the AIDS virus and it's herbal medicine, they just laugh at me because I would not get a license. Is this a conspiracy? Is this a plot to get rid of black people? Because the people that know about herbs, they don't want to hear nothing from them. They want to shut them up so they can't talk. So what they're doing is taking all these genetic chemical and giving it to the people, and they're getting sicker and sicker. Fill the body up with toxic. But it's a shame this man come out and say that he get better from the virus, and he's not telling anyone the medicine that he took. Huh? He's not telling anyone about the medicine that he took. I wonder why. Are we all going unconcerned, not paying any mind to, hey, you think this guy is real? Or we just get paid to say some stuff? Huh? You think he's real? Or we just get paid to say some stuff? But what I'm saying, people that is lying, people going to lie for a long, once you start to lie, you're going to lie. Some people lie for money. Some people lie for love. Some people lie for murder. And some just straight out liars. They look at you and just lie straight up. Because they think they're mighty men when they lie to you. But what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for we to wake up. Wake up, black men and black women, and see if we can start plowing grains so we can have food. We did not heat up all the grains, so we still have grains to plant. Stop going unconcerned like nothing is wrong, man. Can't you see what the enemy is doing? When they have the world domination, what are you going to do? You're going to go back into slavery. Huh? If we have a one world government, what's going to happen to black men? Africa is not going to be for black people anymore because it's going to be a world government. And it must come about. If it does not come about by this president, it will come about by the other president that will be coming in existence. But I think this president is going to push forward with this plan because he's not the only one that has the plan to be a world government. The United States have it for many, many years. For many, many years, the United States have it. To have a world government. Why do I say that? Since the $1 bill has been made, they have it on their $1 bill. And it reads, below the pyramid, Novus Ordum Socorum. It means one world order, and the head of the one world order is going to be the United States of America. Why I say that? Because the British government ruled all these countries before. And they give it over to other people that come from Europe. So it's like they split it out. It's like Revelation chapter 5. They split the United States out. So now we're going to have a war. And it's like the president of the United States is God because all these leaders are coming here. And they're coming to all their problems. You could imagine? 6-7 months ago, this president from Pakistan could not come to the United States. They put sanctions on him about 6 months ago, or about a year ago, because he cooled the government and overthrew the government. And the United States become friend of that person now. And now you see how much money he's going to get now? Over $700 million a year. Pay off. What else is he going to get? And the problem is between Israel and the Palestinians. That's why all these problems all over the whole world. For 45 years, these guys have been fighting. And nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. If they don't rectify that, we're going to have problems. I'm telling you, if they don't rectify that, we're going to have problems. Because the white men that live in the place are called Israel, which they changed the name and brutalize all the people in Palestine, we're going to have problems because it's not their land in the first place. That land belongs to my grandfather, and everybody is fighting for their land. You could imagine that? And we're not doing anything. But as I say, be good and keep on watching the program, and thank you for writing me, and don't you stop writing. Keep on writing. So all I need you to be is good. If you can't be good, there's nothing I can say. But be good and continue to watch this program.
That's his only name. Going around, calling upon the wrong name. Never realize that you're all calling on the wrong name. Now it's the time.